Y'all see this in the movies and shit. I mean, Snoop Dogg, yeah. You know what I mean? Check. This is gBlog, and I'm your host, Chameleon. And the word of the day is perception. Perception. Now, perception transcends into every aspect of our life. Everything. So it goes from relationships to, I don't know, job placements to whatever. As I said, everything in life. And I mean, you have to perceive it. Even the money is like you perceive it's valuable, so it's valuable. You know, we give it worth. It's a promissory note, but let's not talk too much on that. There's been some information going on Facebook, well, run greens about some police doing some crazy shit, and now they be in charge and all that. So I want to play a little, a little sample clip from CC6. You see, I give y'all credit, so don't mess around. Yeah, for CC6. From CC6 about the situation.
The intelligence unit of the Royal Grenada Police Force have in the past few months cracked down on a number of illegal operations allegedly being conducted by officers within the force. On Tuesday, Assistant Superintendent of Police Claudia Scrutain was arrested and charged with 5 offenses of deceit of a public officer and 1 offense of conspiracy to deceive a public officer. And less than 24 hours later, Acting ASP Alston Alexander, aka Boxer, was arrested and charged for 7 counts of fraud by false pretense, 7 counts of money laundering, 1 count of attempt to defraud, 1 count of conspiracy to defraud, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit money laundering. Commissioner of Police Winston James says these investigations reflect the RGPF in a negative light.
I am not charged, but I'm feeling guilty too. This is something that will affect the image of the Royal Grenada Police Force.
Alright, let's put a pause on that right there. Right there, real quick. Now, what he just said, bullshit. Mr. James, no disrespect, but that's some bullshit. Now, the police, especially the Royal Grenada Police Force, have been doing stuff for mad years. That's equally or more, oh boy, more disheartening, more discriminating. I don't know, all that negative shit. It's been like, I mean, from child molestation, incest, all that bullshit to murders. You know what I mean? So, what you talking about putting a damper on the image of the police force? That's some bullshit. Like, and to talk about getting aid from civilians to help you, like you want them to snitch on whatever. Now, first off, let me say, like, I mean, there are 1 or 2 popos I'm cool with. And I mean, you know, maybe went to school with, had some acquaintance or mutual friend or whatever. But I'm not really cool on the idea of forcing or enforcing rules on people, especially when there are acts and statutes that's been like manifested by present administrations and all that shit just to fit their agenda. I mean, these are not rules or laws, as they say, that is innate in people and that kind of shit, or the country's culture or core beliefs or whatever. These are just things put in place to make profit and, you know what I mean, as I say, fit individual agenda. Now, perception. No, again, I guess a lot of you people will be like, alright, you know, these police officers, they get what they deserve and all that, and yeah, I can catch that, you know what I mean, because, you know, it's good sometimes when the underdog has a time to cheer, you know what I mean, it's cool, yeah, you could do that shit, but the issues at hand, I think it's doing more damage than good. Again, perception. This is my perception. No, I think that so much you guys have benefited. Some of you people posting all that shit about, yeah, that shit happened to them, and as long you wait and whatever. Like, you guys yourself and have family members that have benefited from that guy with the license thing, because not everybody finished school. Some of y'all have like reading deficiencies. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so your writing skills are not up to par. And I know for a fact, like, a lot of individuals got exempted from written exam and like they bought their license. I know people right now that are holding very what you call it, high paid or high position jobs and stuff that bought their license. Like real talk.
Them police and them should handle things better than that, okay? I don't have nothing against no police, but the way they handle my son, they should handle it in a better way than that. Jeez.
Okay, that right there was I guess an excerpt from GBN News, because there's a GBN logo tag on it. I was just looking at that on Facebook, and they were talking about like a police shooting on a bus terminal again. One. The thing is, I don't really want to lament on this much or like stress on a topic that is not really the issue right now. But I remember a couple months ago I did mention this, that there was a very high rise in the aggressive nature that police officers was dealing with stuff. There have been a great move to, I don't know, use firearms, and I don't know what's causing that, what initiated that, but you people need to look into that, because we're seeing the end results of it right now. I don't know if it's an attempt by individual officers to justify their training, more or less, because I mean, you are training them in a military state of mind, and the essence is that Greens is not that place where you have the need for that kind of teaching daily. I mean, things happen, but we don't have that daily. So in essence, they are trained for a war and they don't have a war. So in my eyes, they're trying to create a war to justify their training as a war, and the equipments and all that shit that they have, right? Because a lot of the things that been happening lately isn't really adding up. Even that thing with Jimmy, yo, hearts out to your fam, you know what I mean? And people close to you and all that shit. Check. But that's very suspicious how that shit went up. I don't really want to speak on it much because I don't want no people coming at my place, because I will throw them things up. Anyways, yeah. Apart from that, I was looking at hearing the lady, and she was saying like she was very disheartened that no one came to her. I mean, I don't even understand that. How do you justify that? You justify shooting someone, not announcing to their parents or whatever that they were shot. Like, you haven't done any background information, background checks and all that kind of shit. It's quick for y'all to go in somebody's place when somebody call up and say there's a suspicion of weed activity or, you know what I mean, undesired activity going on. Y'all quick to run up in the place, and nobody did that shit. That's just some BS, right? So anyways, there are some people that made some comments, and like there was some dumb shit. There was this one guy that was saying like we live in a lawless place, so basically the police are exempted for their actions, which is I think you're a dumbass. Me growing up as a little youth in the Northeast, I remember there were characters, and we don't want to put anybody on blast, but there were characters that did things, and when the police came for them, they would actually tell the police, well, here was the scene. If I come with you right now, I'll be locked up for like a week, 2 weeks, right? My family had to eat. I have like a project I'm working on, so let me go and work on my project. And I'll come and check all the Wednesday. And I kid you not, the police would leave. Because they knew if they were to take that man in those conditions, under those conditions, they wouldn't have been able to get out of the area. And that's the Northeast, I'm telling you. You know what I mean? That's a Northeast district, bro.